This is page 682, 5 through 10. It's going to get you ready for the homework quiz on chapter 12.1. So this will be pertaining to chapter 12. I'd like you to do numbers 5 through 7. I'm going to do 5 with you. You're going to only do the 3 trigonometric functions, sine, cosine, and tangent. I know it says 6, but we're only going to do the 3. So I'm going to ask you to draw the pictures, if you would, on this assignment, please. So I've done that for 5. We have a triangle. Theta is right here. It's the acute angle of a trigonometric function. You can see directly across from that is the 24, which means 24 is the opposite side. You can see that next to that is 7, so it's the adjacent side. And hypotenuse is always directly across from the right angle. All right, now we're going to be having to find the hypotenuse for some of these. We can right now do tangent. If you think of your so, ca, toa, it helps you. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Well, we already have opposite over adjacent, so we'll go ahead and write that. That's 24 over 7. Cannot be simplified, so we'll leave it as such. We will, however, need to find hypotenuse for the other two. So we have, and it doesn't matter whether you put 24 or 7 for A. It's 24 squared plus 7 squared equals C squared. And 7 squared is 49. And 24 squared is 576. 576 and 49 is going to be 625. Now you need C, so you take the square root of C squared to get C. If you do something to one side, you have to do it to both. Square root of 625 is going to be 25. So our hypotenuse is 25. So the opposite is 24. Hypotenuse is 25. That cannot be simplified further, so that is the ratio you're going to write. Don't make it a decimal, leave it as a ratio. And then cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so 7 over 25. Once again, that can't be simplified any further, so you leave it as 7 over 25. All right, let's go to number 8. On number 8, you're being asked to find x. You know that 34 degrees is your theta. You're not going to need hypotenuse because you wouldn't be using that. You have x being your opposite, which means 3 is your adjacent. We don't have anything related to the hypotenuse. We're not even going to look at that. And when you think of adjacent and hypotenuse, you're thinking of tangent. Okay, toa, opposite over adjacent. So tangent of 34 degrees, or let's start with this, tangent of theta equals opposite over adjacent. So tangent of 34 degrees equals the opposite of x over the adjacent of 3. You are going to need to isolate the x, so you multiply both sides by 3. Calculate this 3 over 1 if it helps you. And so then we have these canceling to 1, so you're left with x. Let's go back to red. Okay, so these cancel to 1, so you're left with x. And then you have 3 times the tangent of 34 degrees. And that equals so x, it's actually not going to be equal to, it's going to be approximately. And you're going to, because you're going to have to round it. It says in the book to round it to 2 places past the decimal, but I'm going to say round to the nearest hundredth. You have 2.0235 and so on. So it rounds to 2.02. So x equals 2.02. That's the opposite side. Okay, now you don't need to redo these problems. 5 and 8 are done. You're doing the range of problems from 5 to 10, so 5 and 8 are done. You only have 4 remaining to do.